Alright, so the purpose of this video is to show how to reorganize navigation on your Google site. If you use your Google site for a while, what's going to happen is at some point you're going to end up creating too many sub pages, and that's going to become a problem with your sidebar. So I did that in this particular example so you can kind of see this. So let's say I made a homework sub page, and every day I put a homework entry in. After a while, you notice that I've got all of these homework entries, and it's an absolutely huge sidebar that someone would have to minimize when they get into my thing. If I did this, and this is I just did homework from 8/25 through mid-September, you can already see that this is getting pretty enormous, and someone would have to minimize this when they came in. And I noticed when I first built a Google site, I began to do these kind of things, and every time I would open my Google site, I would close this, because it just looks so weird. But the problem is when somebody first gets into your Google site, everything is open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to fix this mess and still be able to have all these postings, but not to show them, because this can be kind of a cumbersome thing. So the first thing that I want you to remember, I'm going to go to Edit Site Layout. Now, if you did automatic navigation with Google, which I always recommend because then you don't need to worry about where you're putting things. If you did automatic navigation, you were set to have two levels of websites displayed, and I'll kind of show you this. If you go into site layout and you hover over navigation, if you click on it, it's going to show the levels of page. Now, one possible solution to this issue is just to simply go down to one level of navigation. Now, I want you to look over to the left at the homework assignment. When I click this, this is going to change. It takes a second to do this. Do you notice all of that disappears? And now to see these, I would actually have to click on the homework. Oh, because I'm still in the editor, I'd have to click on the homework assignments and bring me to the page. So that is one possible solution. I don't usually do that because I don't actually like the look of the sidebar. If I close this out and you look at it, it shrinks the text, and I can make the text bigger, but I can never bold it out. And so I actually like the look of two levels of navigation because it puts the text in bold. A lot of times it'll do the dividers. So to me, it's a cooler look. So that's not what I'm going to do here, but that is one possible solution. So I'll go into Edit Site Layout. And again, navigation, I'm going to set it back to 2. And again, as I do this, for me, it's an aesthetic thing. I just think that this looks nicer. And generally, what you want to kind of remember when you're doing your sidebar is you don't want to have more than 4, 5, 6 subpages showing. So like if you look at this course number 1, I'll zoom in here. I've got a unit 1 and a unit 2. That's fine. I could probably even have up to unit 6 or whatever. But to have a semester worth of homework assignments, that's just going to look really weird. So we've got to fix that. So if I don't want to change my navigation, what's my other fix? What I'm going to show you is I don't know what to call it, hiding pages. What we're going to do is we're going to take this homework assignment and we're going to make it a sub page and then make a new homework assignments page. So the first thing we want to do, well, before I move to homework assignments, I should mention that we also have homework displaying here on a recent post announcement, and we probably want that because that's on our home page. So I'm going to go into the homework assignments page. And now what I'm going to do, and if you'll remember, this is an announcement page, so I can just, every time I put a new post in, it's going to put a post in. Problem with Google also is 10 confuses Google. Like it was going perfect, 825, 826, 827 up to 29, and then it went to 9.2, 9 up to 9.9. When I put 9.10 in, it threw it in front of 9.2. So it really screws things up. When you start using the digit 10, it confuses Google. But we don't care about that at this point, because what's going to happen when you post things, it's going to show up in order of most recent to least recent. So you don't need to worry about that there. But what we are going to do, we'll go in and edit this. Now this is my homework assignment page, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this Fall Homework Assignments. I'm going to click Save. And I'll go ahead and copy what is in here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new page. So I'm going to go back to home. I just go back to home so my new page will land on the top level. You could have done a new page from anywhere, but I'm going to create this new page and I'm going to call this homework assignments, just like my old page. And this one I'm not going to make it an announcement page. I'm going to make it a web page, and you'll see we'll do something kind of cool there. Put page at the top level, yes. And so if we look down here, now notice you still see my fall homework assignments is still a mess. We'll fix that. I'm going to click save. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to insert a text box. You notice I copied what was in my fall text box 1. I'm going to erase the title. Put that in there. Sometimes when you copy from one text box to another, it doesn't go so well. So actually, I'm not even going to put a little message. So I'll click save. Now here we are. Welcome to my homework. Okay, that went perfect. Now I'm going to create a new page, and I'm going to call this spring homework assignments. I'm going to make this an announcement page, and I'm going to put it under homework assignments. Click create. There we are. If I really want, I can add that text box again. So I'll go insert text box. Always we want to kill that. So there we are. Click save. And of course, since it's not spring semester, I don't have anything in here. Do you notice though, on my homework assignments page, I've got spring homework assignments. So now I simply go up to this fall homework assignment page and I move it. So move page. And this will probably take a second to move because there's stuff, I've got sub pages here, but I'm gonna move it to homework assignments. So now I click move. This probably won't happen right away because, like I said, I've got quite a few posts. When you move a page, it moves all of the sub pages with it. So that's why what we did is we made this into a sub page before we moved it so that we wouldn't have to move all those posts. This makes it so much simpler. And it's still working, otherwise it would have moved it. An error occurred while trying to move the selected page. Sometimes it says that when it's still working. Here's one I can try. Let's try this. Okay. Now I refresh, but suddenly it doesn't find this. And notice that my fall homework assignment is under homework assignment. Now if I click on this, I'm hoping that what's going to happen is we're going to see all the same old posts. Yes, we do. Now I'm not done yet because I go back to homework assignments. Now if you'll remember, the problem with this is somebody who clicks on homework assignments, they could click on the fall one, but most people, they're just going to want to click on homework assignments and they're going to want to see what's in the current one. So if you remember, the cool thing about announcements is it also works as a gadget. You can add any announcements page you want as a recent post gadget. So now I'm going to go into edit. And let's see, I'll go down here and I'll go insert recent posts. And what that does when I do this, I'm going to go with, I'll go full posts. Number of posts to display, I'll go 10. And I don't need a border. If I don't include a border, it'll have a white background. If I include a border, it'll have a gray background. So I'm not going to do this. Notice it says show post from there. That must be an announcement page. So what I want to do is I want to show posts from fall homework assignments. So I'm going to click that. There. And they can see everything just like it is. The only thing is, am I allowed to... Oh no, I see. So I don't have a new post thing because I don't. This is not actually an announcement page. So in a way, this actually looks kind of a little clearer and a little cooler than if I just would have left it in the announcement format. I mean, just so you can see, if I leave this on the announcement page format, you can see the, you could see the new posts and all this. So this one looks just a little bit better. And again, when you go to edit this, you're going to actually add the post from the fall homework assignments. But somebody who clicks onto this, they're going to see this in here, and every time you add a new post, it's going to automatically update this here. If you want to see another view, so I'll just show you what it looks like with the border. If I choose border, it's going to give it the announcement background, the gadget background, I mean. So and what's going to happen is it's going to gray it out. That will kind of define it a little more, and you just have to decide which one you like better. So here's the difference. Do you see how now you can see that? Actually, I think I do like that better. So I'm going to leave it like that. Now, the important thing here is that now what I've done is I've totally cleared up my navigation. I don't have a gazillion posts anymore. Those are hidden. There is one more thing that we have to do. Oh, the other thing, before I move back to the home page, because I've got to switch this out on the home page too, one of the things that you need to consider when you do something like this is at the end of the year, the end of the semester, I can just simply do this again. What I can do is I can rename this Fall 2014. And then what I do is the next, when I get into fall 2015, I go into homework assignments, I create a new subpage, fall 2015, and I just don't link this anywhere. It's just at the bottom. And by the way, when you go to a home page, you'll always see its subpages at the very bottom of the page. So let's scroll down here. I don't know what's taking so long. There we are. So if you scroll down to the very bottom, you can see, and literally you could have fall 2014, spring 2015, fall 20, you could have years and years back here. And then what you do on your homework page is you just display whatever is the current semester in recent posts like this. And your readers always see that, and they never have to go back and do this. And one of the things that's cool too is you can literally go back to one of your old posts and move it to your new page and just alter the details. If you find yourself assigning the same homework year in, year out, there's no sense in redoing these every time. So this will be your archive, and don't worry that you can ever wear this out. I should just mention, now that we're watching, don't forget that every time you do one of these posts, it is a website unto itself. You can link it. You can attach documents to it. You can embed videos. If I go to edit this, I have all the power that I do on a regular web page, which is so neat, because if you gave this homework this little homework announcement as a link in an email, and somebody popped it open and it had a YouTube video in it, it had your PowerPoint presentation for the chapter. I mean, there's so many things that you could do on this that is so rich. And of course, I showed you guys before a long time ago how to link these to your calendar. I mean, it's really the sky's the limit here. So you've got a lot of options here. I'm going to cancel because I didn't change this. Now there is one more thing, because like I said, we hid this. So now we have to go back to home, and we have to see home is still displaying the same recent posts. It's got it. That's interesting. So I'm just going to kind of check under the hood here, because potentially what could have happened is it could have screwed up the recent announcements. So let's just take a look. That's interesting. I didn't even change this, but it changed it itself because we renamed the web page. So the cool part about that is you don't even have to go into your home page and change the recent posts. All you have to do is just add that recent post to your new homework page. So what you did, I sometimes call this the closet trick. You took what used to be a main web page and you just put it into the closet of a new web page. You hid it behind so that it doesn't clog up your navigation. And so by doing this, you now no longer have to worry about those gazillion posts that you might have had if you were doing daily homework assignments. This looks a lot cleaner. A lot cleaner. And if eventually you get to a place where you have too many of these, where you've got fall 2014, fall 2015, and it's got several years, there's you could move those pages and hide them somewhere else. Like you could make a miscellaneous thing. Or eventually what happens with your website, when it becomes too big, there comes a point where you do have to manually change your navigation. Like on my Tree Halls website page, oh, I guess I better go here so you can see it better. If I were to go to my Tree Halls website, this is manual navigation. I actually have hidden pages in here because I've got so much now that if I just put everything in the sidebar, it would be like to the end of the universe. So with this one, I did manual navigation. So anyway, I hope this video has helped you. And this is something, a tool for you. Every time one of your main pages gets too clogged up with subpages, remember this video, and you can come back and pause it and do the same thing. So this helped, and thank you for all your hard work on your websites. They're looking fantastic.